Hello, greetings, and welcome. This is your boy, Kevin White Jr., coming to you at lessonsfromataxidriver.com. Alrighty. So as you can probably already tell, I pulled over somewhere else. This is how I do these videos. I do have, cars driving around, but pretty much I just try to pick the best place. Got a nice little place to pull over. Got nice little trees and some light and everything. And it's looking cool. I like it. So I'm liking this spot. All right, so today the topic is doing the right thing even when nobody's looking, okay? In the article, I go a little bit more into detail about certain situations, and in the videos, I talk a little bit about other stuff, just like the book I'm about to bring in. Matter of fact, go over here real quick to the book. So, in the article, I write about two stories. The first one is about my younger brother, Caden, and how I watched him do something, which I'm going to get into a little bit later, and it was like a test, and I was put to the pretty much exact same test, but just in a different way later on that night. So, going to the book, this book right here is The Happiness Hypothesis by Jonathan Haidt. Let me get my picture. Hold on. All right, that's gonna be my picture. So, Jonathan Haidt, real cool dude. If you watch, his videos on YouTube, and he'll give you an over summary of the book if you don't like mine. But real quick though, I love this book. I bought it, obviously, and you should too. It's a very good book. I have had problems in my past. Well, issues with depression has came up, just like I'm sure everybody has. Everybody has things they have to deal with and stuff like that. And this book, just if anyone's like interested in learning more about themselves and trying to do the right thing, and you somehow or another don't end up doing the right thing, this book is for you. It has 10 main ideas of things that are collected from a long history, and he puts it in a way so you can use it today. Like, you could legit read this today. I've smart read this probably about like 3 or 4 times, and every single time I learned something new. The big one, what you see on the cover, is a picture of an elephant and a guy riding an elephant. That's a main principle in there. I'm gonna brief about that. And the other one is, what is the other one? Oh, how levels of happiness. It's a little bit shocking. It's a little bit shocking. He compares the happiness levels of a lottery winner and, unfortunately, someone who has had everything taken away from them and been in a wheelchair. Their levels of happiness, and that he makes the statement that they're not so different when you actually, as time progresses. So yes, if you want to read the book, and it's very good. By the way, these books that I'm bringing you, they came from Tai Lopez's recommended book list. This guy is pretty much my online mentor, and I get all these like grade A books from him. But yeah, this is all for free. You should already know this. This is how the blog works. The main idea with this rider and elephant is the guy riding is like your conscious mind, the thing that you want, and I promise I'm not gonna make this complicated, is your attention, what you laugh at, what you are aware of, understanding what's going on around you. And the elephant is the subconscious mind. It's the things that you do and you don't even realize it. It's pretty much what makes you do things. So it teaches you how to stack the conditions it teaches you what the conditions are and then how to stack them in your favor so you can be happy. And understanding what happiness is and just applying it. So I don't want to go too far in the book. Like I said, please buy it. It's a very good book. This isn't anything that I'm getting paid for. This is just I'm loving what I'm learning so far, and I learned a lot from that. But I want to get into my stories. Okay, so my younger brother Caden, right? 2 years old. I'm sitting in the, I'm standing like on the porch type deal, and I see him the whole thing from the start to the finish. I see him take out like a noodle strainer, like something that when you cook like noodles for spaghetti or something, and you put the noodles so you can shake it and get the water out. Yeah, that thing. So he takes it out of the cabinet, the lower cabinet drawer, and he goes to the kitchen and he's just, putting it on, is laughing. He don't see me though. So he goes and he's putting it on mommy's head and on his dad's head and his head, and he's just laughing. And then, his dad tells him like, put that away. And, at first he doesn't, he's still in kid mode. And then he eventually, he says something again. Like, listen, this is not a toy, put it back. So I'm like, I'm thinking, this is my little brother. He always messing with stuff, kids. Let me see, is he really gonna put this back? So he goes, after that second time, it's like, oh, daddy's serious. So he goes to the other one. Like, he goes through the, dining room and goes, how our house, well, you don't know how our house is set up, but the way our house is set up is you have to go through there. So I see him, and, he's walking, and he gets to it, and he opens the cabinet, and he puts it in there, all right, halfway. Now, it's, like that game of blocks where you try to put the circle and the square, and the circle and the circle and the square and square and the triangle. It was like that. So he put it in there, and half of it wasn't. He tried to shut it, and it wasn't working, and he eventually got it. So he was just like, all right. And then he was just, he was happy. He was happy. You could tell. He was like, yes, I did it. And then when he went to the living room, he was real calm and cool, like bro. And then he went to the room and ain't say nothing to his parents. And they was just like, they expected him to do that. And he knew he should do that. So it was cool. Like, it's all happened in like 30 seconds. It was cool. It was really cool. All right. So then I'm sitting back, I'm always, when I'm in a situation like this, I try to ask myself, what can I learn from this, or how can I learn something and use this for my own life? And it's a very good exercise. Whenever you see something where it's kind of like, that's interesting, ask yourself, what can you learn from it? All right. So a little bit of time go by, wop de boop. I'm starting to ask myself the question, how can I apply this? And then, like I said, after some time go by, I'm like, all right, so I think of my faith pillar, that comes to mind. I'm like, does God look at us like this? Because I forgot to explain, on our porch, it's high. So I was looking down at him. He didn't know I was there. He was by himself in the living room. In the kitchen, putting it away. I was looking down at him, and just the way it was set up, it was like I was kind of judging him somewhat. And I'm sitting here thinking, is that how it is? Is that how God, looks at us? And I'm like, yeah, it is. Because it's like, we know what we should do already. And we should do it right, even when nobody's looking. And, he was rejoicing because he was like, yeah, he wasn't like, oh my goodness. He even watched me, not trying to compare myself to God anyway. And I'm not trying to say that is how God works. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't have any of the answers, right? And I'm going to include that in my blog too, because I'm not trying to make it seem like anything what it's not. Just take it for what it is. And so later on, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So later on, I found myself in a situation where, and I'm gonna go a little bit more into detail. I don't want to make this video too long on the blog, but I'm in the same situation where I'm chauffeuring somebody and we taking them and they're a little drunk. They're using us to get home safely. And they just, they paid me already, but then when they wanted to leave, they were gonna pay me again. And it was like, oh man. I was like, So he handed it to me, he was like, here, and was stepping out. And I'm like, nah, brother, here you go, man. He was like, he was confused. He didn't know what was happening. He was a little tipsy, a little drunk. And I explained to him, and he was like, oh my goodness, thank you. I appreciate your honesty, and all of that. And then it was like, cool. You know, as soon as I left, man, I was, I didn't run and act like my brother Caden, but I felt the same way. So I use those two stories just to say, go back to the lesson. Do what you're supposed to do. We all know we're smart people. If you're watching this video, reading this blog, you're smart enough. You know what's right and wrong. And there's a lot of cars driving by. But forget them. I don't know why I keep bringing them up. But we're all smart people. You know right from wrong. And just do what's right, even when nobody's looking. Especially that, and probably even most importantly, when nobody's looking. All right, so this is your boy signing out. Thank you. Please, like I said in my other videos, if you like this video, comment. If you think it's some trash, comment. If you want to show me some love or anything like that, comment, like it, share it, do whatever you want to do. I'm doing this for y'all and myself. You know, I learn a lot more when I do these videos, and I really appreciate y'all sticking with me through this one. Thank you. Peace.